Okay, thank you very much. And I would want to welcome you all to Women for Sustainability Stories. This virtual series aims to amplify women's voices, their experiences, and their stories in the efforts of promoting sustainability and especially in the environmental sustainability space. So the goal is actually to promote sustainability practices, inspire positive actions, and encourage continuous learning in the field of sustainability. So I welcome all of you to this evening to Women for Sustainability Stories once again. And I'll say that we are honored to have with us a remarkable guest in the person of Josephine Ndanemah, who is a climate activist. Her journey from studying psychology to becoming a driving force in climate initiative and championing women's causes is nothing short of inspiring. Let's dive into her extraordinary story of passion and her purpose. Hailing from Sierra Leone and a recent graduate from the esteemed University of Ghana, Legon, Josephine's journey is a testament to the power of determination But before that, I'd want us to acknowledge our supporting partners. We have 10 Billion Strong, and 10 Billion Strong is a leadership development organization focused on environmental sustainability. We also have a supporting partner, Wikidata. They are hosting us on Zoom. It's a podcast. If you want to know more about them, you can actually Google them and get to know more about them and what is happening within the Wikimedia ecosystem. We also have a supporting partner, that is the Wiki Green Initiative. And Wiki Green Initiative are organizers of Wiki Green conferences. So you could also check them out on social media. And if you're on this program, Africa. We're on LinkedIn as Women for Sustainability Africa. We're on Twitter as well. And we have a WhatsApp group page. So if you want to know more about us, you can get in touch with us on our social media and we'll add you to our group as well. So without not talking so much, hello, Josephine.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Josephine, welcome to Women for Sustainability Stories.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, your name again?
I'm Anita Ofori.
Okay, thank you so much, Anita. It's a pleasure being here.
You're welcome. So to get us started, can you tell us a little bit more about your journey and your transition of studying psychology to becoming, an active member of the climate space and driving sustainability initiative, and your story? Would you want to tell us about yourself as well?
Okay, thank you very much for that. My journey so far has been exciting. It has been fun, and I've really learned a lot since I started engaging in sustainability activities. First of all, like for most people, they normally will volunteer or work in spaces in which what they did in school like correlates with what they are learning in school. So it's expected that someone studying psychology will be working either in a mental health or in other psychology settings. So it's not like I'm not really into mental health, but I gained this passion really for climate change things or environmental sustainability in a very funny way. I never knew anything about environmental sustainability to what I now know. It all started from just my simple passion of um loving to volunteer. It all started from there. So when I moved to Ghana in my level 100, I've always been this person since I was in high school. I've always been taking part in youth development initiative, working with NGOs as volunteer, leading some other groups. So since I moved here, I didn't really know much people around, but I felt that emptiness that I've not been doing anything active. So I just wanted to volunteer. And fortunately for me, a friend of mine was volunteering with Macintosh Africa, which is a very popular environmental sustainable NGO in Ghana, and they are into recycling, creative artworks, and all of that. So my first volunteering with them was we had a beach cleanup. So after the beach cleanup, it went well. It was very exciting, and actually that was my first beach cleanup ever participated in. So I was like, wow! I was very amazed at how they were able to use the plastic bottles they collected, how they were able to measure it, and also the things they told us they can do with it. We had to see the recycled products from plastic bottles. It was so beautiful. So I already love designing. I love artwork. So when I see that these things can be done from waste, I was more interested. So going on further, I start volunteering more. I continue to engage more in this project, community services. And so today I'm even one of the donations officer. I also help in the training center sometimes. So it has really been exciting. And through this passion in climate change issues, I've been open to a lot of opportunities. I never knew I would have gotten to know certain people of high places and even connected with so many people. Not that I'm being paid, that's the first thing, I'm not even being paid. But like the opportunities that I've gotten from that is really huge. Because of my experiences, I've been able to even get application when I apply for international programs like COP and those things, anything climate change related. And even apart from that, I've really gained a lot of recognition from that. And my most recent recognition I had was by the National Plastic Action Partnership, which for now, I'm part of the committee on behalf of Macintosh. So it has really exposed a lot to me. It has helped me to learn. So through that, I've been able to empower myself as well, because when you're in the climate space, it's really broad. It requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of time, and it also requires a lot for you to invest in your own knowledge. So I also took part in Oxford Climate School, School of Sustainability and Climate Change. So I was part of a 9-week program, which I completed 2 years ago, and I really learned a lot from that. And I've also been engaging in several e-learning platforms as well to build my knowledge in sustainable space. So for now, I normally use my LinkedIn space, my Facebook, in order to educate more people about different ways we can live sustainable lifestyle, especially in climate change, gender issues, and even in the area of education. So for now, I guess as the program goes on, we get to learn more about my experience and other things as well that has really empowered me so far. Thank you.
Volunteering, it has actually opened a lot of opportunities for you, as you did mention. So is sustainability, or let me say that it's environmental sustainability for experts, as some people think that you need to be an expert in the environmental advocate. You think, it's a cut, you need to be skilled in that area before you venture into it. And how did you just become a volunteer? Did you just wake up to become a volunteer, or you had someone talking to you about, volunteering and the opportunity it brings to you?
Okay, so first of all, it all started from networking. So you can't be in your house and just go and say you want to volunteer. You have to go out there. You have to make friends with the right people, because there are good friends and there are bad friends. So you have to know your network. The people you associate with, they should be people that align with your goals and your passion as well. So for me, it started with a friend, like I said. She was already volunteering with the Environmental Sustainable NGO, which is Macintosh Africa. So through her social media posts, sometimes she will share it on her status and things like that. I was really interested, and I reached out to her that is it possible for me to be part of such an organization? I really love the initiative of how they're able to transform plastic waste into beautiful things. Can I just be part? I just wanted to be part of it, and I just wanted to learn how these things are done. That was it. And since then, it has really been amazing.
Has really been amazing. So meaning networking is very important, right? We can't just sit in the comfort of our homes or anywhere and think we can just know people. So we need to engage people more.
Yes, please.
Okay, great, great. So I'd like to ask you, so as a woman in the climate change space, okay, so what are some of the challenges you have faced integrating yourself in sustainability focused organization? And
Okay.
how is the gender gap in your space looking like?
Okay, so actually, I don't want to say there are not challenges. There are challenges a lot. One of the key challenges as a woman I have faced, or I think that we face, is that, or I've observed generally in the sustainable space for women, is that I've observed that more women are actually into volunteering with such initiatives, but there are few women in leadership positions and women managing environmental sustainable programs and projects like that. It's mostly the men who are into it. Well, for any reason, I don't know, maybe because it's a personal choice, but I think that's a big challenge, and I feel there are lots of opportunities in it. It's not all about money. There are lots of opportunities, a lot, global opportunities, a lot. And I feel they should use that as an opportunity as women to also venture, to lead projects, be innovative, and start to own up some of these things. So that's one. And also, volunteering in the environmental space has a lot of stigma when it comes to the products you use. Let's say the plastic bottles you pick from the beach. Sometimes there was an instance we went to do a beach cleanup like that. And when we go to, it was around the Sakununo beach area.
Okay.
So when we got to the bridge, which was separating the seawater from the fresh water, so we are all trying to cross the road, and we just met some people in the community. They said there were some community chiefs or some community heads, and they were like, "Why are we women crossing the water like that? We are not supposed to cross the bridge. It despurifies the water. It makes the water goddess angry because they are not sure if maybe you as a woman, you are in your menses or what. So when those things happen and a woman crosses over the water, it has some spiritual implications. So we are like, and because of that, they had to stop all our activities, that we should stop all the picking up of bottles, and that should just end it out. That was the first time I heard something like that. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, but like that ended the whole project for the day. We could not finish up our beach cleanup. By the time we had to just go home. It was really sad, and I was wondering what is wrong if a woman passes here. What has that got to do with the water being purified or whatsoever?
Yeah, because I'm just wondering too.
Yeah. So, but I think we just had to respect cultures and traditions because these things are very sensitive matters. At the time, we cannot argue with them. We just had to let it go. But that was a very big example for me. I felt like we are kind of sidelined as women, which I think it was not right personally. And we should look at those things more. We should work with our community people to also educate them about some of these things so that when they see women, they also appreciate us as well when we are in such acts.
Yeah, because from what you're saying, it looks like there's a cultural barrier on that level as well.
Yeah.
So with this experience, how have you been able to build resilience? You know, how are you able to overcome it, to build some resilience, to be able to keep the focus?
Okay, so first of all, you should know that whenever you are trying to lead a change or you're even trying to be part of something good, you're always going to have oppositions in everything. But that should not stop you to say, oh, because of that experience, I don't think I'll go out for another volunteer activity. I'll go for another. No, you can't stop, because like you have to look at the impacts of what this climate change is forcing. You might not be able to change the world, but maybe through your example, you are going to influence other young people like you. So as a result of that, I just tell myself that it's not about what those people said. It's because they are ignorant, more or less. They have not been talked to in a way they will understand, in their own language, in their own understanding. So that's why. And when people try to say negative things to discourage you, for you to venture into such that what is all about these dirty things, the sachet water, like what is the gain? Some youths are that they're even unemployed, don't have jobs, they don't have anything doing. But when you talk about volunteering, they frown at it. They'll be like, so if I come and volunteer, would they pay me? And I'm like, it's not really about the pay. It's not really about the pay, but I can tell you that because of my volunteering, there is no space, there is no international program, seminar, or conference I will apply for that my volunteering experience alone cannot give me that opportunity. I don't need to frame up a story. You see people wanting to go for international program, they'll start looking for people to write for them. And I asked myself, if I had no story to write about, how would I have gone about this? So we should really try to practicalize these things and really love the environment and really wanting the best for our environment, because if our environments are not safe, it means everybody is not safe, including the women and girls, because for the men, most times physically they are strong, but mostly in vulnerable communities, those who are weaker suffer the most. So because of those concepts, I really, really always, like, I'm a bit motivated to always push forward and do my best. Somehow, something will work out.
Something will work out, indeed. Wow, thank you for that. So I also want to know, so how do you believe women can make a significant impact in driving sustainability initiatives? Do you think we just leave the space and for the men, or you think a woman's impact, it can be, heard?
Okay, I really love this question. There was a certain time we attended a conference, and it was kind of a training. It was about clean cooking. So it was a clean cooking funded project, which women and, let's say, the community members, we are giving cooking stoves in order for them to try and all. So they are kind of evaluating the product and what was not done well, so they can improve on it. And it was so amazing to see that it was the men, the Chinese men, who did this product, failing to realize that our women here, they have a particular system about what they have been used to, how they organize the stove, maybe the stand, maybe what they use to light the fire and everything. So it was the women who are now giving comments, who are now giving certain critical points to make the cooking easy. If they would have done it this way, it would have been better this way. So that was just one when it comes to like product issues. So women are people, when it comes to sustainability, they are very mindful. You will see the women giving examples like, if they would have done it this way, it would have been more durable. Because it was done this way, it didn't last. And because of that, they will not want to buy that product. So I really love the responses that I got from them. And also, I believe also sustainability issues should start from the home. It should not just be from the global north. It should not just be on air, on the media. Yeah. So it should really start from the home. Women are mostly known to be homemakers. And most of the lawlessness we have today in society is as a result of some of the poor upbringing and the cultures people practice in their house. If somebody litters in the street, it's a typical example that even in your house, you don't throw your waste. You don't do proper waste segregation and waste management. So when you go to schools or you go to public places, you just throw rubbish anyhow, which you don't even care the impact. But if more women understand the impact or the consequences of climate change and how these practices is affecting our society, they will start to develop certain home habits, like a kind of culture in the home. When you want to throw your rubbish, there should be a bin for food waste. There should be a bin for plastic, sachet plastic. There should be a bin for plastic bottles and all of that. And also, you can also try to teach even the children at home how to manage resources. Just because there is food in the house doesn't mean you have to eat all. or just because you have a lot of money, you have cars, you should not just be using it anyhow. You have money to buy 10 cars, so you should buy 10 cars. Every one car emits a particular number of carbon emissions. If people don't think about those things, so they just live luxurious life, and at the end of the day, others who are vulnerable in the community end up suffering the most. So these are things people need to be educated on, so they're able to make informed choices on how they use their resources and how they live luxurious lives, so that it does not impact our communities.
Great. So that means women's perspectives are very important, because these suggestions, that brings on board actually helps to improve and implement the implementation of the clean cooking you did mention. But I'm sure we have quite some people on here and they may not really understand or know what clean cooking project is. So if you could just give us a summary of what clean cooking project is.
Okay. So in summary, we all know from our African perspective, or in Africa here, let's be specific, even though this is a global meeting, but especially in Africa, we are used to the culture of cooking in spaces or in rooms which are not clean, which are not, by the time you are done cooking one food, either the smoke, the ash, the dust and everything, you are already sick. So the concept of clean cooking is like using local materials innovatively in such a way that the way you cook around, let's say even from your stove, from your kitchen, is designed in such a way that the woman cooking that food does not end up getting airborne diseases, let's say lung diseases, because of always being around the fireplace, or the woman getting certain cancers because of the too much smoke that comes from the firewood that she's using. So the whole idea behind the clean cooking, there are lots of alternatives. So it's to help women and other people, even those who provide this for the women, know that, let's say, it's true that some people feel like traditionally or culturally, they feel that a food cooked on a stove, like a local fireplace, tastes better than the one cooked on a gas. Interestingly, people will tell you that, for me, if you cook my food on a gas, I won't eat it, because I want my food cooked on a stove. And some people will also tell you that, for me, I won't eat a food put in a fridge for 1 week. I'll prefer to eat a food being cooked every day, failing to realize the impact that is having on the woman's health, her time. She also has to work. Let's say if she's educated and she has to go to work, she has to also take that, her time, her health is being impacted. And there are lots of research that have shown that women who are exposed to these gases from cooking materials, it has a very great health impact on even their lungs and also other parts of their airways. So if the woman is doing this for all her lifetime, the way in which she uses her energy and all of that is going to affect even her looks. Her beauty is going to diminish. Her health, even to take care of children, the radiation and all those things, it's really not healthy. So if we apply clean cooking, let's say the electric cooking stoves, the other gas stove which are not electric, which you can connect to a gas source, that when you cook, the kitchen is not even looking like you have cooked at all. Those are all clean cooking alternatives. So to teach people that cooking with such things is not bad. That will not make the food taste bitter or different, or making your banku not come out the way you like. Let me give an example of the fufu machine. Some people will tell you that if you don't pound the Ghanaian fufu in the mortar, if you go and do it in the machine, it don't taste the same. And they'll tell you that, for me in my house, you have to pound the fufu before you can get the actual taste. These are some practices. Well, it's personal though, but I think these are just sensitive things that we need to recheck and unlearn some of these things. Yeah, once in a while, you can eat homemade, pounded, but if you feel that is impacting the person doing it or the woman doing it somehow, you can cut down. Maybe out of 7 days, she can pound some 2 or 3 days. The remaining 4 days, she can go to the mill so that the cooking can be faster and she can have time to take care of the baby and other things. So we should be very understanding with our spouses and even those we are with at home, so that everybody will also be happy. Because if the woman is overworked with all these things, she's always stressed out, mental health issues start coming up, health issues, she's always sick and she's not happy, time is going, she has a lot to do. So clean cooking has really come to ease the stress on women. Yeah, so basically that's what's happening.
I think it's been very interesting so far. So if you're just joining us, just know that you've joined Women for Sustainability Stories, where these series, the goal is to actually promote sustainability practices to inspire positive changes and actions, and also encourage continuous learning in the field of sustainability. And we have here with us Josephine Ndanemah, who is giving us her wonderful experiences. In fact, I'm really enjoying this so far. I would also pause here to acknowledge our partners, supporting partners. We have the 10 billion strong. We have Wikidata, who is currently supporting us with our Zoom online. We have Wiki Green Initiative, who is also our sponsor. So if you just joined, just stay tuned and relax and enjoy the program. So Josephine, I want to ask, now everything, you go around, you hear sustainability, climate change, sustainability. Can you let us, in simple terms, understand what sustainability is, what climate change is, to someone who may not have any knowledge about sustainability?
Okay, so I would love to take it into two simple terms. Like when we're in school, we have something they call physical and chemical changes. Okay, so it's things that have physical changes. There are things that can be renewed. There are things that we can get back. Let's say when you cut a tree, there's a possibility for you to plant the branch and it will grow again. But when you burn paper, it won't come again as how it was. So with sustainability, it's more or less bridging the gap of the destructions that are being made to create sustainable, to create solutions that are coming to either reduce the impact of that destruction. Because sometimes when things are being broken or things are being destroyed, you can't fix it again. But at least you can mend them. Let's say it's like a broken bottle. We used to see in those olden times when you broke the lamp, there is a way they'll use a sellotape and they'll just put it around it so that it will manage the cut or something. So sometimes the problems that happen because of climate change, let's say when there is a flood, when there is forest fires and we don't have rain for that year, or those issues come in, sometimes you don't have the power to change it that we need to have rain. Or sometimes you don't have all the resources to make things work the way it has been working. But you can adapt. You can be innovative, like in human ingenuity. Like you have to, as a sustainable minded person, you have to be a solution oriented kind of person. Yes, the deed has been done, the thing has been spoiled, yes, but that doesn't mean you should just throw it away. You can do something with it. When you buy your pure water sachet water, when you are done with the water, yes, you are done with the water, but you just throw it away because water is not there. No, like be sensitive of what that plastic does to the environment and look at productive waste. If you don't know, research, ask questions, and also look at what other people are doing with that plastic so that it comes out in a different form without you having to always burning it and putting it in the environment, which would take thousands of years to be there and not doing anything good for our waters. So sustainability just creates solutions in a way that it helps us manage the way we use our natural environment and everything else around us. Whilst climate change has come to destroy the natural environment we have. So sustainability is like the way forward. Let me just put it like that. So it's the way forward for us to bridge this destruction that is happening as a result of environmental issues. And the word sustainability is not only having to do with the environment, it has to do with every facet of life. So in terms of people, in terms of places, in terms of the planet and everything about our life, our being and what we do, we can be sustainable. More or less, we can learn to manage our resources so that those coming ahead of us can also benefit. When you are given a plate of rice or you are at a buffet and they say that serve yourself, just because there is too much chicken or there is too much rice doesn't mean you should just be fetching the one you can't eat. No, that's what is happening in the environment, in the environmental space. People buy land. They know that they alone cannot build and be in one particular land, but they are buying lands upon lands. They are not using it, and they are acquiring these spaces. Well, maybe even one land can be used for so many things. Even the way you use the land is one way to degrade the land, which has environmental impact. And you don't know some of this thing, you keep on doing it. So I think we need more education. We need to teach people more of these cultural practices so they will have to stop and live more sustainable and responsible lifestyle on how they use their resources.
Very interesting and very, very, very practical. Very, very practical. So what are some of the ways we as women can contribute to environmental sustainability?
Okay, so first of all, as a woman, you have to like search deep within yourself and bring out your woman qualities, because I believe that everything about a woman is beautiful. And there's one unique thing women have that men and some men have, but like women are mostly known for that, which is about women are too bothered about so many things. So when it comes to climate change, environmental issues, there are so many things going on that are not going on right. So as a woman, use those your skill of being bothered about so many things to start being bothered about the environment. When you go to the market and you see the gutter is in some way, it should bother you. You should not just pass and buy your food anyhow. When you sit in the car, the way the fuel issues and all those things are happening, when there is fuel increase and all of those things, how you use energy and all these things in your house, you have to be mindful of that. You should not use it anyhow. So if no one is talking about it and you are there as a woman, you should start being bothering about those issues and see that things are done in the right way. Women are people that are very organized. So sustainability also has that aspect of it that requires people to learn to organize things in a nicer way so that other people can use it well. So as women, we can also use that aspect we have so that we can lead sustainable lifestyles even in our workplaces, at home, and even in our communities. When we meet for our community meeting, our women's group, let us not only be making noise about the best clothing we wear, who wears the best dress, or what our husbands are not doing right, or what the government is not doing right. As women, when we go for those meetings, let us also discuss about why is it that this year we are having more rains than last year? Why is it that this year certain foodstuffs are not in season? What can we do as women if we don't have more farms? Is there a way we can partner with each other? Is there a way for this year, if we don't have enough farmlands to produce our food, can we be rotating among ourselves so that everybody has a chance to the market? When we go to this market and there are not enough spaces for us, how can we liaise? How can we connect and work together? The men normally say, wherever women are gathered, there is always promotion and there is always fight. But we should change the narrative of those things. We should know that as women, we have something very, very unique in us, that when we are somewhere, we are people that make things happen. So when we are somewhere and things are not happening right, we have to come together. It's not one person that can win this fight. If women are in lots of spaces that people are worrying about sustainability, honestly, this issue will have calmed down. So I think there should be more women inclusion in most of these environmental spaces, because when the women are somewhere, they are really keen about development and they are able to make positive solutions to some of these issues. Thank you.
Ah, wow. Women also always want to buy new clothes and they all end up in the landfill.
Yeah.
But even someone made a comment that even our makeup, we should reduce it because it's not a way of living sustainability. It's not. And I kept laughing. I was like, well, that is really true. So women's voices are very important. We need to hear such stories like your stories, very interesting stories. So could you share a specific experience or maybe a project where you witnessed a positive impact of sustainability on women and maybe children's health, education, or empowerment?
Okay. So I think that question was inspired. About 2 weeks ago, I was in a menstrual hygiene management project for Ghana Girls Guide Association, where I'm a girl guide myself. So we partnered with some other private NGOs, and we went to a remote community to educate girls within the puberty stage about menstrual hygiene management and also how to make their own reusable sanitary pads. Because of the issue of the taxes on sanitary pads, which is still being worked on, and we are still having the battle. We have advocated. There are times we have had TV advocacy and all of that, radio, newspaper, and all of that. But I think even though we are having that, but the policies are kind of slow on working out. So we thought of it that we should find other alternatives if the issues are not being heard or if they are not being worked on. Probably for now, we can teach these girls how to make their own parts. So if you don't have the money to purchase, it cannot even be girls, it can even be adults. Even adults nowadays, the cost of parts is overwhelming. Even though you can afford it, somehow it's cutting down on your salary. When you cut down your salary and all your expenses for the month, you don't even have enough money to buy 2 parts, when every woman at least needs 2 parts, which might end up in you managing it in a way that is not healthy. So if everybody can also learn how to do reusable parts, I think there will be a positive outcome. So this experience also taught me that even though we don't have so much finances, instead of always exporting this sanitary pads from outside and all of that, the taxes on it, the time it takes, the expense, we can teach our girls in remote communities and even other girls in school how to make this pads, so that we can also work on the issue of reproductive health and also menstrual hygiene management, so that we can have more healthy girls. The reproductive issues in the hospital is alarming. And most of them, research has shown that it's really connecting to how women manage their feminine and also reproductive cycle, their menstrual cycle and all of that. So I think it's a really positive experience for me, which I also learned my own self to make my own pad as well. So I think it has been very educative, and I hope that this kind of projects can also be funded, because the materials we use, we are kind of a bit hard to get, and even though they are homemade, but some of them we needed to buy. So if people are there who are into such ideas, you can also help support such initiatives, so that we can also cut down on the government issues, asking for help every time and there is no response, so that our girls can have alternatives.
Yeah, I think you're so right. So this is where women's voices needs to be heard. So assuming the whole, about let's say 50% of the women in Ghana come together and say, governments, see, we don't need taxes on our sanitary pads. I believe there'll be there'll be a change. But I don't think many voices are being heard about this. So they're also taking their own sweet time to do things, because that's a product like, excuse me, say condoms. I don't think that it's being taxed, and that, it's not being taxed. But for a sanitary pad, I don't think it was, we wanted, to have a menstrual cycle. I don't think so. So yeah, I think our voices really need to be heard on such projects, and also the girls' guide needs to be incorporated in many schools, because I think now some of the schools are, I won't say they are losing it, but they're not trying to incorporate that. I remember when I was in school, I was in Ghana, I was in Girls' Guide. I was part of the girls. Yeah, I was part of the girls in school, and it was very interesting. We had a lot of experiences as well. So, Josephine, I know you're very passionate about this SDGs. Can you let us know? And the SDGs are quite many. Can we know some of your focus areas? And tell us something about each initiative, what you're doing.
Okay, so first of all, the SDGs, for some people who might not know, they are the Sustainable Development Goals. So all this session has been talking about sustainability. So the United Nations came together in partnership with all the countries in the world to design a particular program or a concept that can be shared among countries. So it is not like a US thing, it's not like from over there, it's for everybody. So in a way that every aspect of our life, of our being, we can live a sustainable life, from poverty, from health, and so forth. So for me personally, the Sustainable Development Goals I'm really passionate about are one, the climate change issues, which is SDG 13, which is talking about climate action, and also SDG 5, which is on gender equity or gender equality, as we all know it, and also SDG 11, which is on sustainable cities and communities, and the last one, which is on SDG 1, which is no poverty. For me, the reason why I've focused my attention on that, not that other SDGs are not important. I'm also passionate about health because I'm into mental health. I know how it's important, but I feel that those SDGs are really crucial in impacting almost all other SDGs. Let's say, for instance, where there is poverty, how do you expect someone in a very poor condition to really focus on environmental sustainability when all they have to do for the day is to look out for what they have to survive for that day? They don't really care when they go out there how they do stuff. So, and also when you think about gender equality, you are talking about women being involved in environmental sustainability. So if you don't also incorporate this idea of gender equality, when we normally talk about it, people think it's about the woman and the man, like they should be on 50-50%. No, but we should understand it from an equity perspective. That it goes beyond having equal chances, because we are all different. We are all unique in our own ways. We have our weaknesses, we have our strength, but we should focus on the policies that help to amplify our voices. We should focus on the policies that make sure that every woman is healthy, every woman is safe in a community, the same spaces that men go and they feel safe. When a woman goes there, she should also feel safe. Let's say you are a woman and you're in the engineering space. It's common for men to do that. So when a woman also steps into those, she should not feel like she's alone. She should feel like she's part of this. It's something that she can do. Okay, so like so many issues, and also when there are issues of marital disparity like that, those kind of disagreements, how is the government really prioritizing these issues in a way that everybody is treated fairly, in a way that people are given their own rights and their rights are being considered? And the issue of sustainable cities. Now, urban-rural migration is becoming on the rise. People are traveling a lot, either from the villages to the cities, or either from least developed countries to more developed countries globally. And many people want, let's put for instance in Ghana, many people want to like travel out to Ghana. They want to go to Abroche and things like that because they feel there is better life and they have nicer buildings, everything there is beautiful, and there are these agents around who will promise them that when you go, your salary will be over $5,000 a month. You have allowance for this. You in less than 3 months, you make this kind of money. And funnily, some of these agents, they have registered companies which are in the country, which are legalized. They have their license to operate, so that when they are ready to lie for you and they are giving you fake promises, they will tell you that, see our documents, we are certified to do fraud things. So the ministries in charge of foreign affairs and those tourism, they should start investigating and auditing these things, because the economic situation in the country has become so complex that even if somebody does not want to take such risks, can be tempted, or somebody else from somewhere can, like, if you come here, life is good. And some of them is human trafficking they are into, and they come and take our sisters and our brothers to go and get a better life when they are going to die or something else. So these are all things the idea of sustainability is looking at. Sustainable cities, how healthy is even the air we breathe? When we move around, let's say Accra, okay? When we move around the city, how healthy do you breathe that people don't get sinus? How healthy is it that people don't get asthma? Or when there is, for instance, when there was COVID, that if somebody sneezes, somebody does not look at the person and start looking at you some way, that it was only COVID that was a sickness, feeling that there are other respiratory illnesses, and you are kind of stigmatized and all of those things. So we should make our cities sustainable enough that everybody feels safe when you step out. In psychology, there are some particular anxiety disorders that have to do with people feeling anxious to go to public spaces because of some of these issues. So we need to design our environment to be friendly enough, eco-friendly, and to be safe, to be healthy, and as well as to accommodate everybody, regardless of your age, regardless of your sex, regardless of your cultural or religious belief, and just accepting people for who they are. Let's learn to just tolerate people. So with Macintosh Africa, that's their focus. They are on sustainable cities and communities. So they are into making sure that they use environmental products, waste materials, in order to build beautiful things. So when you go to Accra, for instance, around the Independence Avenue, whenever there is Christmas, we develop Christmas bottle trees and so many dustbins around, which are made of plastic bottles. We have made even students' table and chair decks, which are made from all recycled materials from start to finish. We do vertical gardens and all. So these are all innovative things that makes the city look beautiful without spending or exporting materials to come and ship it from China and other places, where you can actually use the local materials you have or the waste materials to transform it into something very, very beautiful. So these are the things I'm really into. And I believe that if we try to like connect the dots, the issue of poverty and this migration things really come to naught. Our children who are coming up will feel safe and will not be growing up to be kids wishing to go to Abroche to have a better life. Yeah. They should know that I can still be in Africa. I can still be in my village and be educated and still get the same quality of education that somebody in an international school is getting. We should have a society like that, that you don't have to move to get quality of what you want. But I think there is still work needed to be done in that aspect, but we will not stop there. We'll keep advocating and we encourage that even other government agencies should come on board. NGOs should also help to voice out this thing so that at least in years to come, there will be change. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very good one there. Time is catching up with us. So Josephine, what will be your final words to us on the call? And if you could equally, where can we find you? If you could let us have your social media for us to be able to follow you as well.
Okay, so first of all, I want to start with my last words. So in simple, just know that when it comes to sustainability, don't think far, don't think too complex. These are simple things you can do. They are just everyday lifestyle. Just try to live a simple, healthy life and try to live with less. Don't be a luxurious kind of person. Be somebody who economizes. Be somebody who is mindful of how you use things. Be very resourceful and try to be very innovative. What we need now in the society is not the problems, complaining about the issues. Every day go on air. We're always complaining about what is not right. But let's try to be solution-oriented. If you feel that you don't like the way your road is on your place, like your street, do something about it. Okay, if you don't like the way the water is, do something about it. Don't be there complaining. So let's try to be a solution-oriented person. We don't need money to do so many big things we are looking for. No, all these things I've been able to acquire. I did not use money to get them, and I have not been paid a single dime. But yet I can boast of it that where it has taken me, it has gone beyond what employment can give me. The experiences I've been able to get admins for this. I'm saying it for like youths who want to volunteer, but they feel that what's the essence of volunteering? That if you volunteer, it's just like you're just wasting your time. You can get paid. So please, let's learn to volunteer, regardless of your class. Even if you're a working class, we have working class people we work with, they are volunteers. So learn to do things for free for people that they can't pay you. It's self-fulfilling. Yeah. I've been able to learn administrative tasks, take on new courses I never have anything to do with in school, in ways that even myself, I don't understand. The things I've learned outside of school is way deeper and more professional than what I've been learning in school because of my volunteering experience. So let's try to engage in these things and do our best to live a simple and moderate lifestyle. And if we try to do that thing, there will be change. All these things we are acquiring from everywhere coming to Africa is because Africa, we are not content with what we have. We want to live lifestyle that we can't afford. If we are really living within our means, we cannot be misusing our resources. When we waste things, we try to use it again. People who are rich are the people who don't want to make use of, like they just throw away waste. But if you know you don't have, when if something is fault, you fix it, you do something about it. So that's the whole idea behind it. Yeah. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Once again, my name is Josephine Ndanemah. I'm a Sierra Leonean and I'm a passionate climate activist. And I'm also a psychology graduate. I'm into mental health discipline as well. So if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn as Josephine Ndanemah, as well as on Facebook, the same name. I'm most active on LinkedIn and Instagram. I'm also I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, more active, but Instagram and Twitter, I'm there, but I'm not too active. You know, when you are so much into this social media thing, it can be overwhelming. So I want to limit it to LinkedIn and Facebook. I respond more to those accounts. So I'll share my link on the chat room so that we get to connect. Please, I'm open to connect. I'm open to learn. I'm open to partnership, work opportunities, volunteerism. And at the moment, I'm in Sierra Leone. I'm currently out of the country, but I'm still open to work with anybody. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm really, really grateful.
We are grateful to have you too, Josephine. Thank you so much for your time and sharing all these insights with us, your experiences. Very interesting stories, trust you me. There's so much to learn from you as well. We're all going to follow you. So thank you so much for this evening as well. As we're wrapping up today's program, I want us to thank our supporting partners. 10 billion strong, as I did indicate, is a leadership development organization focused on environmental sustainability. If you want to learn more about environmental sustainability, I believe it's the best place to go. So kindly check them out on all the social media and you find 10 billion strong. I want to say a very big thank you to you. To also Wiki Updates. Wiki Updates. We thank you so much for hosting us on Zoom. So Wiki Update is a podcast. If you want to know more about what's happening within the Wikimedia ecosystem, you can look out for them, Wiki Update, and you get all the information you need. I also want to say a very big thank you to Wiki Green Initiative. Wiki Green Initiative are the organizers for Wiki conferences. So if you want to join any of their conferences, just Google them and you'll find them. I'm very grateful to all of you who have participated in today's series. I believe we've all learned something. And so, you know, Josephine did mention something, and I think we should run with it about volunteering. When we volunteer, we shouldn't look out for what we can get. Am I going to be paid? I want money before I do something. But you never know what is at stake for you in the future. Volunteering actually opens room, a lot of opportunities for us. Now she has a lot of international experiences, and I mean, you know, she's doing very well in that space. So let's all come together and work together, you know, as a team. So if there are a lot of volunteering, look out for Youth Climate Council. Is also another group you can reach out to. So let's all join such groups to be able to, you know, connect well. And Women for Sustainability Africa is on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn as well, and we have a WhatsApp page. Just try and get in touch with us on any of these social handles, and we'll get you onto the WhatsApp page. But if my host is on the line, if you can drop our WhatsApp link to the participants on, you know, on the platform, I think it will also be good, and our social media links as well, so that they can equally follow. So 10 billion strong Ghana Hub as well is also another group you can actually look out for. Let's open ourselves to volunteering, and I believe that, you know, there's a lot of, you know, endless opportunities for us. Our time is up, and I bring this series to a close. But before we do that, I want all of us to take a picture. If you can come on screen, I would want us to take a group picture together. If we can come, yes, yeah, I see some people, yeah. Let's do this so we can take a group picture together.
Okay, one. Are we all ready? 2, 3. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you very much. So Josephine, thank you very much to all of you who joined. Thank you very much. Let's look out for the next series. We'll share all the information you need. So kindly tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's all join our hands together and volunteer. Thank you all very much for your time.